Hello and welcome back to everyone, and a special welcome to all our new subscribers who joined just recently.
Yeah, great to have you all here.
You've tuned into the Deep Dive, part of the Detox Health channel, and we're thrilled to have you with us.
hmm
We've got many more health-focused discussions planned, and these deep dives are designed to be, well, a fantastic way for you to gain some really valuable knowledge.
Right, without having to spend hours sifting through countless articles and websites yourself.
Exactly. We do the sifting.
We try. We essentially do the heavy lifting for you,
Mhm.
sort of extracting those crucial insights so you can stay informed and maybe make positive changes without the information overload.
And today we're looking at something so fundamental, so everyday, that you might be surprised by just how powerful it can be for your health.
Walking.
Just walking, yeah. We've been exploring research and information from the British Heart Foundation, the BHF, to uncover some of the more, let's say, remarkable benefits of this simple activity.
Our aim today is to go beyond the obvious, walking is good for you, and really delve into what the BHF's findings reveal about how it can truly impact your well-being.
And offer some actionable takeaways, right? Things people can use straight away.
That's the goal.
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with something that I think resonates with everyone: living a longer, healthier life.
A big one.
The BHF highlighted some compelling research out of the University of Cambridge, and this was a huge study, really huge.
Yeah, they looked at data from over 30 million people.
30 million across nearly 200 different studies.
The sheer scale of that research is what makes it so compelling, really. It lends significant weight to the conclusions.
So what was the main takeaway?
Well, the core finding, as the BHF emphasizes, is that just 11 minutes a day of moderate physical activity, think a brisk walk.
Okay, like getting your heart rate up a bit.
Exactly. Where you can still hold a conversation, but maybe find it difficult to sing. Just 11 minutes of that can lower your risk of early death.
11 minutes.
Yeah.
That's less time than it takes to make a proper cup of coffee. It almost sounds too good to be true.
It does, but the data seems pretty robust. And it's not just about the length of your life, is it?
No, the research also indicated a lower chance of developing some really serious illnesses, too.
Precisely. The Cambridge researchers found a significant link between that, small amount of daily activity and a reduced risk of both heart and circulatory diseases,
Okay.
and various forms of cancer as well.
Wow.
So if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about making a surprisingly small investment of your time for potentially very significant long-term health benefits.
And for our listeners who we know value efficient knowledge, this is a perfect example, isn't it? How a little can go a long way.
Absolutely.
Now, beyond those crucial internal benefits, walking also seems to have a pretty tangible impact on how our bodies feel day to day.
That's a really important point. The BHF talks about how regular movement, including walking, can really help to ease muscle pain and stiffness.
You mean like aches and pains from sitting?
Yeah, think about those niggles you might feel, particularly in your lower back, hips, or legs after sitting for a while. A consistent walking routine can be surprisingly effective at alleviating those.
Oh, definitely. I know I feel it after a long day at my desk. And they also touched on the role of walking in maintaining our balance.
Yes, which is something I think becomes increasingly relevant as we age.
For sure.
Walking is a fantastic way to improve your balance, which is, a key factor in preventing falls and the injuries that can unfortunately follow.
Right.
And what's also worth considering is that walking is a weight-bearing exercise.
Okay, weight bearing. Let's unpack that. What exactly does that mean for our bodies?
Well, put simply, it means your body is working against gravity while you're doing it. Your legs are supporting your weight.
Makes sense.
And when that happens, as it does when you're walking, it puts a healthy amount of stress on your bones.
Ah, okay. So it's like a workout for the bones, too.
In a way, yes. And this type of exercise is absolutely vital for slowing down the natural process of bone loss that occurs as we get older.
Which can lead to problems down the line.
Exactly. It plays a significant role in reducing the risk of developing osteoporosis, a condition that weakens bones and makes them much more susceptible to fractures.
So for people thinking about staying active and healthy long term,
Walking offers a really accessible and practical way to support your bone health.
that's really insightful. It's easy to focus on muscles and cardio maybe, but bone health is so crucial and often kind of overlooked until there's a problem.
Very true.
Now, shifting gears a little bit, I know many of our listeners are interested in the broader picture of well-being, not just physical health, but mental and emotional states too.
And it seems walking has a significant role to play there as well.
Absolutely.
How so? Well, the BHF highlights how walking increases your blood flow. We mentioned heart health, but this sends a rush of fresh oxygen and essential nutrients throughout your entire body, including your brain.
Okay.
And this can contribute to that feeling of being more alert, more awake, and generally more energized.
That definitely rings true for me. I always feel like my head is clearer after even just a short walk outside.
Yeah, clears the cobwebs.
Hmm.
But it's not just the physical changes happening, is it? There's also a really interesting chemical aspect to it.
Like hormones or?
Neurochemicals, yeah. Walking can actually trigger the release of your body's natural mood elevators, things like serotonin, dopamine, and endorphins.
Ah, the feel-good chemicals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These are powerful neurochemicals that contribute to feelings of happiness, well-being, and even pain relief. And this isn't just anecdotal.
No?
The BHF points to a review of 17 different studies. This was conducted by researchers at the University of Edinburgh.
17 studies. Okay, so what did this extensive review reveal?
Interestingly, the Edinburgh researchers found that walking specifically in natural environments, think parks, forests, anywhere with greenery.
Ah, so not just pounding the pavement.
Well, that helps too.
Hmm.
But nature seemed to add something extra. It had a particularly positive impact. It not only improved people's overall mood and made them feel more positive, but it also helped to significantly reduce feelings of stress and anxiety.
That's huge.
It really is. So for listeners looking for ways to boost their mental well-being, incorporating some regular outdoor walks could be a really powerful and, importantly, readily available tool.
Manage stress, lift your spirits, just by going for a walk in the park.
Sounds simple, but the evidence suggests it works.
That's a fantastic takeaway. Now, another area that affects so many people is sleep. Does something as simple as walking have any impact there on our sleep quality?
It does indeed. The BHF mentions a couple of key ways walking can contribute to better sleep.
Okay.
Firstly, if you can fit in a walk in the morning, that exposure to natural light helps to regulate your body's internal clock.
Our circadian rhythm.
Exactly. That natural cycle governs when you feel awake and when you feel sleepy.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Getting that early morning light must help to properly set our body's sleep signals for the day.
Precisely. And secondly, as we've already touched on with mood, walking is a really effective stress reducer.
Right, the calming effect.
Yeah, and since stress is a major culprit when it comes to poor sleep, the calming and mood-boosting effects of a regular walk can indirectly lead to significant improvements in your sleep quality.
So less stress equals better sleep, potentially.
That's the idea. The BHF even references a small trial published in the Sleep Health Journal that looked into this specifically.
Oh, what were the findings of that trial? It was small, you said.
Yeah, 59 participants. But they found a clear link. On the days when individuals took more steps, they generally reported sleeping better and for longer durations.
Interesting. So more steps, better sleep.
That's what this particular study suggested. So for listeners who might be seeking simple, non-drug strategies to improve their nightly rest, increasing your daily step count could be a surprisingly effective approach.
Definitely something worth considering for anyone who tosses and turns. Now, beyond the physical and emotional benefits, the BHF also touches on the impact of walking on our cognitive function.
Keeping our mind sharp.
Exactly, keeping our thinking clear. This is something I know is a high priority for many of us.
Absolutely. And it connects back to blood flow again. When you walk, as we discussed with energy levels, you get that increased flow of blood, oxygen, and crucial nutrients to your brain.
Okay, feeding the brain.
But there's also another really important factor at play here. A fascinating protein called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF.
BDNF, okay, that sounds quite scientific. What exactly does it do for our brains?
What's so remarkable about BDNF is its vital role in stimulating the growth of new brain cells.
New brain cells? I thought we couldn't grow new ones easily.
Well, areas like the hippocampus seem capable, and BDNF encourages it. It also helps to strengthen the connections between existing brain cells.
So it helps build and connect.
You can think of it almost like fertilizer for your brain, helping it to grow and function optimally. This, in turn, can have significant positive effects on memory, learning, and overall cognitive function.
So literally by just going for a walk, we're helping our brains to build and maintain themselves. That's truly incredible.
It is pretty amazing when you think about it. And the BHF highlights a particularly compelling study from the University of Illinois to really illustrate this point.
What did they do?
They conducted a year-long trial with 120 participants, aged between 55 and 80, One group engaged in 40 minutes of walking 3 times a week,
Okay.
while a control group just focused on stretching exercises.
Right. So comparing walking to just basic stretching and what happened after a year.
The researchers measured the size of the hippocampus, that key memory center in the brain.
Oh.
They discovered that in the group that did stretching, the hippocampus actually decreased in size by about 1%, which is sort of expected with age.
Right. A slight decline.
But in the walking group, the hippocampus increased in size by 2%.
Increased by 2%. Wow, that's a really persuasive finding.
A 3% difference overall between the groups over just a year. For listeners interested in long-term brain health and maintaining sharp cognitive function, this really underscores the powerful impact of regular walking.
So walking isn't just good for our muscles and our heart, it's like a workout for our brain structure as well.
It certainly appears that way.
Okay, the last surprising benefit that the BHF highlighted was related to our immune system. How does something as seemingly gentle as walking help keep us healthy and fight off illness?
Well, the BHF points to research suggesting that engaging in brisk walking, getting that heart rate up again, can actually lead to an increase in the number of white blood cells circulating in your bloodstream.
And those are our body's primary defense system, right? The infection fighters.
Exactly. White blood cells are absolutely crucial. They are your body's frontline defense against germs, viruses, and other pathogens that can make you sick.
So more walking, potentially more defenders on patrol.
That's the idea. By incorporating regular brisk walking into your routine, you're essentially giving your immune system a proactive boost, helping your body to be more resilient and better equipped to fight off illness.
That's fantastic. So just running through it all,
Yeah.
from potentially living longer and feeling better physically,
Easing aches and pains, boosting balance, bone health,
to significantly boosting our mood and energy levels,
better sleep,
keeping our minds sharp and focused, promoting brain cell growth.
and even strengthening our body's natural defenses.
It really does sound like walking is a bit of a wonder drug disguised as a simple, everyday activity.
In many ways, it truly is. And what makes it so incredibly powerful is its accessibility, wouldn't you say?
Totally. It doesn't require expensive equipment or gym membership or specialized skills. Most of us can find ways to incorporate some form of walking into our daily lives.
Regardless of current fitness level, usually.
Absolutely. So just to quickly recap those 6 surprising health benefits we've explored today, all thanks to the insights from the British Heart Foundation. Walking can contribute to a longer and healthier life.
Improve how your body feels, easing aches, boosting balance and bone health.
Elevate your energy levels and mood.
Lead to better and more restful sleep.
Keep your mind sharp by promoting brain health.
And even strengthen your immune system.
And as that compelling research demonstrates, even relatively small amounts, like that 11 minutes of consistent walking, can lead to these really significant positive changes.
Which aligns perfectly with what you, our listener, are often looking for: practical, effective strategies for enhancing health without feeling overwhelmed.
Exactly. No complex regimens needed here. So here's a final thought for you to consider. How realistically could you integrate just those recommended 11 minutes of brisk walking into your daily routine?
Maybe during a commute, lunch break.
Yeah, think about your current schedule and really consider the potential positive ripple effects those small bursts of activity could have on your overall health and quality of life.
It truly is about starting small, being consistent, and recognizing that even those few minutes can accumulate over time and make a profound difference.
Fantastic. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the surprising and pretty extensive health benefits of walking.
It really covers a lot of ground.
It does. If you found this information valuable and are keen to explore more in-depth discussions on a wide range of health topics, we highly encourage you to subscribe to the Detox Health channel.
We aim to bring you the knowledge you need, cutting through the noise.
So you don't have to spend countless hours searching for reliable information. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks, everyone.